Welcome back to ATS Recap. This is Above Top Secrets exclusive show. I'm Brian, I'm going to take you through the threads. Alright, let's roll the intro. Okay, the first thread speaks of Apollo images being manipulated, and it leads to a lot of questions. Let's go through the thread. 1967 Sander posts a thread titled, Evidence! Apollo images are manipulated. The OP, 1967 Sander, he discovered odd manipulations on Apollo's moon landing image. Alright, let's check the photos out and get into some of these differences. Okay, this image taken and posted by NASA looks like the moon surface and a black sky. With some sophisticated AMS software, we can see the original image. Notice the blue spots. That's supposedly where the object was edited out. Let's see another one. And another famous image floating around. With this software, it may look like there's a building above the mountain or hill. Wait, a building on the moon? As we take this software a little further, on the fifth layer you can see what's inside the building and a staircase leading up. Bring me another image. Okay, in this image, this is where the piece of tape covered the end of the film roll, where NASA's saying it was the end of the film, so we put a piece of tape there. In the OP's opinion, he thinks not, showing that when you use software on the image, it shows something under the sticky tape. Okay, so is that supposed to be an extraterrestrial? And on yet another image, showing nothing but emptiness on the moon, we take the software a little bit further, and it shows a little blue man. Two of them, actually. Okay, on to the last photo in the video, and it looks like an original picture. Well, it is. What's manipulated about it? Look into the visor of the astronaut. It's, in the OP's opinion, a picture within a picture. The white guy appears to be the other astronaut, but he's not holding the camera. There's no shadow behind him, and he's square instead of round. There. What other evidence do you need? That's evidence? It's very intriguing, but how do we know they can prove it? Where's the comparison point? I want to see an image I've taken of the desert with this software. See what it looks like. Jibby Jedi says, NASA certainly didn't expect us to have VCRs, let alone software like this to go back and check. Swills writes, I was totally expecting some kook on YouTube to show us his findings. Thank God I was wrong. Awesome video. Proud Bird states, use this software on your own photos. See if you get similar results. Would it be fair to admit that it could be over-processing, making the anomalies appear? Silver Surfer 6161 says, the inserted pic of the astronaut in the visor is convincing. I don't need more to be sure. Jazz Guy posts this pic and says, they were only covering up the fact that they even went to the moon. Mobius writes, he's analyzing JPEG compressed images for manipulation, depending on the quantization matrix. You can see anything in these pigs. Bag Bing states, epic fail. I can't believe people even starred this rubbish. Watch Zeitgeist Now says, oh, and NASA always tells the truth and nothing but, right? And Kadinsky writes, every image is mostly frame stitched together, making a panorama image. And Freya shows a pic of what she thinks the mysterious blue guy is. And Gambon responds to that with, I believe you found proof of clangers on the moon. Okay, the thread brings up a lot of questions. So check out the thread by clicking that link below. Quick personal story. I was in Seattle a few years back, eating dinner at a restaurant overlooking the waterway. As I was exiting, my associate said to me, oh my God, what's that? I look over and see a seal on the hood of a woman's car, which leads us to our next thread. Rare sea creature appears on Seattle woman's dock. This rare sea creature is known as a ribbon seal, and incredibly rare. Usually they're swimming around in the sea between Alaska and Russia. W Lord writes, that thing just screams to its predators, eat me. Hellhound 64 responds back to that with, that thing is a beautiful animal. Divine Femme says, careful, he may be spying for Russia. And Shushu posts this video and said, oh my God, it's an Oreo cow. And Ryan from Cannes posts, there's many weird accounts of wildlife straying far from their territories. Like this emperor penguin who got lost and ended up in New Zealand. Okay, so who's seen one of these before? Then by all means, click that link below. Do you hear that? You guys hear that? That strange sound? Multiple threads across ATS. It's time to demand answers. about these strange sounds. Okay, so after having watched the Mexico City strange sounds thread, my mind is mine notices all these strange sounds all over the world. Okay, begin dramatic music. By now, most of the people on ATS have heard of these strange sounds. As seeing, this is the largest community of intellectuals and smart folks on the web. And I'm amazed we barely have a hypothesis. Okay, so here are some theories. Fracking, Feast of Trumpets, tectonic plates shifting and speeding up, alien warning call. Okay, but what about planes, factories, cars, wild animals, birds chirping? However, one thing's for sure, the government knows about these strange sounds and they're investing money to research them with no media coverage at all. So how do I know it's not a hoax? Snow Spirit says, somebody's taking notice. It was on the morning news today and in the UK news. Lee78 thinks that the sounds are related to a conspiracy that consists of a satellite audio triaxial network. And he posts a link to a thread about iridium. Iridium is the massive conspiracy. ATS, this is massive. Captain Not So Obvious says, in 48 hours, one of two things is gonna happen. People will be discussing some other lame brain conspiracy, and this will be forgotten. Or two, it's debunked as a hoax. The OP comes back and says, it's almost 48 hours, still wondering. And Little Voice 731 writes, there's only one problem with bringing this to mainstream media. The powers that be knows what it is and chalk it up as earth farts. Or the noises are something they fear, and they're not going to tell anyone about it. And Stitchin posts a video from Manitoba, Canada and says, it's been a while, ATS, since you got my heart pumping.
That's trippy. It's loud.
So how many more strange sound threads are we going to see? Well, that's up to you guys, but I'm putting my headphones in and listening to my own sounds. Bye, strange sounds threads. Okay, so after you click that link, follow me on Twitter and ask me an intelligent question. This is Brian with ATS Recap, exclusively on AboveTopSecret.com. So come hang out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Signing off.